let's catch up for a little bit. I want the sunshine. I haven't had sun in a while, so maybe I should get a little bit of sunshine. I'm also not feeling the best. I don't know if you can tell, but I am at an RV park. I should have gotten a drink. Let's go do that. One of my favorites. And look at my good girl.
Waited for me so patiently.
Okay. It smells like propane. I'm definitely not using propane right now, so I know it's not me. Oh my gosh, it has been absolutely crazy. So tomorrow is my very last day working as a traveling phlebotomist in the state of Colorado, and honestly, I am so thankful. Life on the road has been absolutely chaotic, and balancing content creation with living on the road, dealing with an RV and having no idea how to properly manage it. Being in Colorado where we had negative 19-degree weather, constant freezes, snowstorms, blizzards, rainstorms, hailstorms, and now 97-degree days. My RV has been through a lot. We have been through a lot. Let's talk about it. This video is going to be about my life in the RV with a little bit of what I do and how these 7 months have been. Truthfully, living in this RV, how has it been? Well, it has been life-changing and very, very unforgettable. This has been a journey that I will never forget. Wow, the sun just came out to play. Hello. This has been such an amazing trip. I have made so many friends. I have gone on so many fantastic adventures. I've been to hot springs. I've explored the mountains. I've been on hikes. I've been to canyons. I've been to national park. And I know that I still have a road trip after this. Right now, I'm currently sitting in a RV park, which some of you guys may or may not know, but I have used Harvest Host the entirety of my trip having an RV up until this week. And I wanted to share with you the experiences and my thoughts and why I started doing this in the first place. Okay, I moved to the shade because it was just way too sunny out there. I don't even remember where we were. Let me gather my thoughts. I actually don't even think we got started. Okay, rewind in time. It is January. I just got home from my Pittsburgh trip, road tripping in my car, living in my car, and now I'm in Florida. And when I'm in Florida, I buy myself an RV. Why did I buy myself an RV? Well, I bought myself an RV because I knew that I didn't want to pay rent. I knew that I wanted to do a road trip, and road trips, especially when I'm in Colorado because I'm so close to the west, and I wanted to be able to live on the road, but I didn't know what I needed for road life. I had only lived in my car, which was essentially nothing. So I really, really wanted to experience road life, but not have the amount of struggles that I did when I was in a car. So I opted for an RV. I opted for an RV because the RV has a shower, it has a toilet, it has running water, it has AC and heating. I have a fridge, I have a stove, I have a bedroom, and a little bit of an overkill with a couch, a dining room, and a second bed, but also the couch and the dining room can turn into a bed. It sleeps a total of 8 people. I also knew that I wanted to host people. I knew that I wanted my RV to be a community, and I wanted to be able to share it with a lot of my friends and hang out with them. But the realities of it is it is so long. It is so heavy. It weighs a lot. It drinks a lot of gas, and it actually costs a lot to run it, to maintain it, to keep it alive, on top of paying for the payment itself and the insurance. So I'm going to try and sell it. I didn't know all of this going into it. Now, I did really, really well because the very first 2 months when I was in Colorado, I got to stay at a park and ride, which meant no rent, but it also meant no power. So I have a generator. I don't have any solar, unfortunately. I've been really wanting solar, but I don't think I'm going to be getting solar with this rig. I have to strictly use a generator. And that generator runs my outlets, it runs my fridge, it runs my AC, it runs all of my necessities pretty much. If I want to heat up my water, I can use propane or I can use the electricity from the generator. And I also have a lot of non-necessities in the RV because I do have a generator. The only con to running the generator all the time, the fact that you're putting hours on it, and the fact that over time things are going to break. For the first 4 to 5 months, we ran it pretty consistently. I don't think there was ever a time it was really off unless we were driving or road tripping. So it was off a lot on our road trips because we were driving so often, and in the mountains it got really cold. In the past few weeks, the generator has been going downhill very, very quick. We've been having problems with it. It has been turning off on us. It's been leaking oil. There has been so many things. The generator is also now at almost 3,000 hours. And it got to the point where if we were running the fridge and the AC at the same time, it would turn off. So we couldn't run a bunch of high-powered things at the same time, but it was always able to handle it before. We've been living in it for 7 months, and this is the first time that we have had this issue. To catch you up to speed, my last contract before we went on the road trip, I was stationed in Golden. Now I'm stationed in Lone Tree, Centennial area. Because of that, I had to move where I lived. So everything kind of works in divine timing as well. Whenever my last contract was done and I was leaving Golden and I was going on my last road trip through Utah and Arizona and New Mexico, that church decided that they wanted to go from 2 parking spots down to 1 parking spot. And they didn't want people to stay longer than a couple nights at a time. Therefore, our long extended stay that we had there was not going to exist. They gave me this heads up before I left for my road trip, letting me know, hey, we're having a meeting with the church. We may go down to 1 parking spot, and if we do, we're only going to do short-term parking. And I said, thank you so much. I will touch base whenever I'm headed back from my vacation and see if you guys have 1 parking spot or 2 and go from there. While I was on this road trip, I got a call from my recruiter saying that they were moving me from Golden to a new location in Colorado. And it was actually about 40 to 50 minutes south from where I was originally at. Meaning the location that I was staying at and parked at would not have worked. Now, where did I stay in Golden? I stayed at a Harvest Host. I stayed at a church. And when you stay at Harvest Host, you are expected to pay a certain fee or donate or buy something from the small business. But it was a church. So I worked out with the pastor, paying them about $75 a week to stay and park behind the church. And the pastor agreed. So it was a really awesome thing, and it worked out beautifully. And when my contract came to an end, so did that parking spot. But it was okay because that job also completely came to an end and they moved me to a brand new location. I have been at this location in Lone Tree, Centennial since I've been back, and I quickly found another church on Harvest Host that was gracious enough to let us park at their church as well. They had a field, they had a big trash can that they gave us access to, they gave us a key. I was so thankful. Unfortunately, they are no longer on Harvest Host because when I found him, I never heard back. So I showed up at the church and I saw him. I met the pastor in person and talked to him, told him I found him on Harvest Host, what my situation was, that I was looking for a place to stay and that I was willing to pay. He told me that in his area, homelessness is very prevalent. And I learned that very quickly when 2 homeless people moved in trailers on the street literally behind us. Right when we moved in, there was a trailer, but I didn't think that anyone lived in it. And the pastor had told me, if you look, you can see there's a homeless person that lives right there. And he's not paying any rent. He dumps his trash on my lawn, and the police haven't gotten rid of him. He said that he had done Harvest Host before, and that the hosts never paid him or never donated anything, and he didn't really see any benefit because whenever those people from Harvest Host did come and stay, it just attracted more homelessness and caused a problem for him where he was providing parking spaces for people, but it wasn't benefiting him. Actually, it was causing more harm because then the people who visited his church did not feel safe. So he did take a chance by letting me and my family stay in our RV on his lot. We stayed in the church parking lot pretty much the whole entire contract until this week. And everything just seems to be working out in divine timing. My contract is coming to an end. My generator's not doing too well. And there was actually an opening at an RV park not terribly far from where I work. That is where we are today. Now that you're all caught up to speed, so a quick overview real quick on where I have lived since being in this RV. When I was traveling from Florida to Colorado, I stayed at nothing but iOverlander. This is my favorite app. I absolutely love it. It's free and it tells you a lot of details about the parking spots sometimes, and sometimes it even includes pictures. When I moved into Colorado, I lived at a park and ride for a couple of months, which was $0. And then whenever we got booted from that spot, I stayed at Home Depots, Walmarts. That's pretty much it, Home Depots and Walmarts. And when we learned that the city of Lakewood has a no overnight parking ordinance, that's when I had to figure out another plan. Because I'm not like my other friends who are living in their cars and they could drive around because they have to do stuff during the day and then park wherever they wanted. I have this big beast and a Mini Cooper that I have to find a home for. And most of the time the RV stays put because it's too much of a hassle to move it all the time and to use it as your main vehicle like you would if you lived in a van or your vehicle or a car. So because of that, I got on this awesome app called Harvest Host. I stayed at one Harvest Host pretty much the entirety of my trip in Golden, with a couple of other Harvest Hosts on the weekends just to get away or to have like a fun vacation at a winery or something. And then when I moved to my other location in Colorado, I stayed at another Harvest Host all the way up until this week. And why did I do that? Well, on my TikTok, if you're up to date, my generator has been shitting the bed. It's not been doing too well, and it doesn't want to balance a lot of things at once. It's very unfortunate. Monday, it would only run the refrigerator or it would run the AC. And that day, it decided to be 97 degrees. So while I was at work Tuesday, my partner texted me saying, hey, our food is very cold, but your family is very hot and everyone is panting. We need AC and it's not running strong enough AC. What should we do? And I said, well, it's Tuesday. I only have until Friday of this contract. Let's see if there's any RV parks that are open. Now, if you frequent at RV parks, then you probably know that it is July. It is the middle of summer and it is in Colorado. Good luck finding a spot because every place is booked out, booked so far in advance. It can be very, very hard to find a spot sometimes. But we found this nice little rundown RV park and it's perfect and it's housing us and we're doing great. We have a sewer, we have unlimited electricity, we have unlimited water, and we're connected to the dump. So we could quite literally shower every single day, which we have been doing, do our dishes, unlimited water, unlimited bathroom times, brush your teeth, don't have to worry about it. I don't really feel like I have to check my tanks. We just dump them regularly, and I've only been here for like 3 days. But it has been very, very nice, and I'm very, very grateful that I'm doing this. The reason I didn't do this in the beginning is because it can be so expensive to stay at an RV park. And this RV park is very, very far from where I was once stationed in Golden. It's on the east side of Denver when I was located on the far west side of Denver, to the point where I was at the foothills of the mountains, if that makes any context for those who don't know the Colorado layout. But yeah, I'm at an RV park. It's also Thursday. I didn't go to work today because my grandmother's car, I thought it was a knocking in the engine, but it was actually a pulley in the car. It sounds awful. And so we have to get it towed. My grandma and I had to coordinate a tow truck to pick up her Mini Cooper. He's going to pick it up on Sunday. Saturday, we check out of the RV park. The RV park people leave at 2 o'clock. We're going to leave the Mini Cooper in the parking lot and they're going to pick it up Sunday morning. It is hot out here. So my Saturday, we're going to drop off the Mini Cooper. We're gonna lock it up and leave it here. And then I'm gonna go and I'm going to try and sell my RV. And then we're going to try and rent a car, pack up all of our things in the car, and then do a road trip. That road trip is going to be a huge road trip. And we're gonna go from Colorado through Wyoming. We're gonna do the Tetons, Yellowstone, Glacier National Park. I want to shoot over to Washington, go through Olympic National Park, down through Oregon, hit Redwoods, shoot over to Utah, hit the Salt Flats, Salt Lake City, and then finally go back home to Florida. I know that sounds crazy, but we are going to camp a lot of it. It is going to be chilly. We'll be fine. I have no idea what this is going to look like, but I'm excited to show you what happened because it has been so crazy. So I think that's all I have in the update for you for now. RV life has been expensive. It has been fun. Oh, that's not all I have. I know I got sidetracked. I'm trying to update you on 7 months in like however long this video is. I know I got off on a tangent. I got an RV because an RV has all of the necessities that you need. And I did not have enough time to do a van build. So I bought an RV. With an RV, I have all the things that I need to live and to move, to relocate, which is perfect because I had to relocate to like 4 different towns in the span of 7 months. And if I were to have rented an apartment, that would have been one hell of a commute all of the time. Plus, there was an unexpected extension and another offer for an extension, which we refused. That is for another video all about traveling. Yeah, that's a whole nother video. But we're gonna take this car on a road trip and I'm gonna go home and I'm going to figure out what my next rig is gonna be. Because now that I've lived in an RV, I have a better idea of what I do want, what I do need, and what I don't need, which is perfect. Because when I started this journey, I had no idea what I would need, which is why I went with the biggest option possible, because I wanted to make sure that I had everything I needed. I am an over-prepared mother. I also recently have started going to raves. I think eventually I'm gonna be like a rave mom. I think it's gonna be my new title. I know that I'm not done with road life, but I know that this RV is not my ultimately desired rig. And some of the cons that have come with the RV is its size. It is hard to drive it through the mountains sometimes. What may be a 3-hour road trip will take me maybe 5 to 6 hours. So yeah, road trips for me take way longer. And for someone who wants to get in the very deep backwoods and wants to explore, this RV has no clearance. I can only go wherever it's flat, not too rocky, not too bumpy, not too muddy. And so road is not perfect. The wilderness is not perfect. The places I want to go are rugged and remote. And I can't do that with a 31-foot rig that has like no clearance. So while this is the perfect thing that I needed for this point in time in my life, I now am gifted with a whole new perspective of what I want and what I need. And now I get to go build my dream rig. I had thoughts of buying a rig. I had thoughts of buying something already built just for the convenience of wanting to get back out on the road. The longer I sit here and the longer I look at things, the more I know I want to create with my own hands. I want to work, I want to learn, I want to grow, and I really want to build my dream rig. And I needed this one to know exactly what I needed and what I didn't need. So I'm hoping that there are going to be future van build videos on here. And for those of you who are new, if you're curious to see what my RV journey has looked like, I have documented it as best as I could, and I also have tons and tons of footage on TikTok as well. It has been such a beautiful journey, and I am hoping to close this chapter on Saturday. So I will update you then. Bye.